Let's dive into what makes this bike so special. Monza's vision behind these bikes is all about striking the perfect balance between nostalgia and performance. We all remember the iconic bikes like the Koss Cruiser and the Karate Kid, the Kuwahara from E.T., and of course Crew Jones's Mongoose California from Rad. Those were the bikes that we grew up dreaming about. The 24-inch Monza taps into that nostalgia beautifully with its old school look, and thanks to its size and geometry, it even feels like the classic BMX that we remember. But as adults, sometimes we want a bike that's super comfortable for long rides, and that's where the new Monza XL Cruisers really shine. They've taken that old school BMX style that we love and combined it with modern tech and geometry to make a true adventure machine. This 27.5-inch model is meant to give you that classic look while riding like a dream. Note that the pre-order is limited to just 100 bikes in each color, so don't wait too long if you want to get yours locked in. All right, let's rewind a little bit and get this bike put together. Okay, so we've got the bike put together and this build looks amazing. Of course, the chrome is immaculate like all the other Monzas, but I'm loving these blue accents. We've got the blue Tonga grips, the Diacomp levers and brakes. We've got the blue seat as well as the pads, the blue seat post clamp, along with the sealed hubs on the front and back with the blue. And then we've got the blue snowflake chain wheel up front, as well as the blue pedals. And it really blends the old and new together in such a cool way. I love it. Monza's traditionally focused on black, gold, and white components in previous models, but riders have been asking for more color options and Monza's listened. This round introduces both blue and red options, along with their classic black components, giving more variety while still staying true to the BMX aesthetic. These blue accents really bring back the nostalgic feels for me. My first BMX style bike was a department store Team Murray, and after wearing out the tires from one too many skids, we replaced them with blue knobby tires that look very similar to these, so this setup just feels right to me. And for those of you who've always wanted to do a Crew Jones tribute bike, this blue one gets you about 90% of the way there straight out of the box. And while it's never going to be an exact replica, you can get pretty close by adding a 33 number plate, some of the Rad themed pads from Flight, maybe some blue Amy tri-grips, and then of course get yourself a red handkerchief and tie it around the seat post, and then you'll be ready to go.
Okay dudes, let's walk this sucker.
Okay, so before we dive into all the details here, let's address the elephant in the room, and that's why did Monza go with a 27.5-inch instead of a 29-inch? While 29-inch bikes are popular, they tend to be so big that they don't really capture that classic 80s BMX look, and some people find them a bit clumsy due to their size, and the 27.5-inch hits the sweet spot with better rideability, more comfort, and it still looks like the BMX bikes that we grew up with. This is something that's often missing from the other brands that just don't do it as well. Monza's 26-inch models leaned heavily into the old school look and feel, but this 27.5-inch blends nostalgia with practicality. And I do think that the 26-inch size is still a great option, but as 29-inch bikes have become so trendy, a lot of riders feel torn between the 26 and the 29-inch sizes, and this 27.5-inch is the happy medium for anyone who's on the fence.
Hi, Jer.
Let's not forget to give the 24-inch Monza some love too. I absolutely love my 24-inch and I have no intentions of ever getting rid of it. They're also being offered as a pre-order for March and have similar upgrades with the mid-bottom bracket, the chromoly cranks, and the heat-treated bars. And so if that's your jam, don't wait to lock in a pre-order. So I said this in a previous video when I took my 24-inch Monza up to the pump track, and that's that a classic 20-inch BMX bike is sort of like driving a sports car. It's super responsive, but it can get you in a little bit of trouble if you're not careful. And the 24-inch is more like an SUV. It still has that sporty feel, but offers more comfort and stability over varied terrain. And then when we get into the bigger bikes like this 27.5-inch here, these are more like minivans or a Cadillac sedan. They're a bit more stable, but super comfy and perfect for long distance cruising. That's not to say that any one bike is always better than another. It all depends on what you want out of your ride. And sometimes us older guys, we just want a nice cruiser that's comfortable on long rides. And that's where this 27.5-inch really shines. It's got that balance of comfort and nostalgia all in one perfect package. One thing that really stands out is this chrome finish. These days it's pretty rare to find a high quality chrome job like this. Chrome plating has become less common due to environmental regulations and higher costs, so when you see a chrome bike like this, you know it's something special. The frame and fork are made from Tonga 4130 chromoly tubing, which has a legendary reputation in the BMX world. Tonga Kage built the iconic Kuwahara bikes from the 80s, and their tubing is known for being lightweight, durable, and delivering that classic BMX feel with modern performance. I feel like it's the perfect foundation for a bike like this, designed to strike the balance between nostalgia and rideability. The top tube length is 23.5 inches long, and the bars are now heat-treated chromoly. They're 28 inches wide with a 5 3/4 inch rise. Okay, so maybe the bit about riding it through the front door is starting to get a little bit old, but we're still gonna take it on a few laps around the neighborhood before we put some miles on it. Let's go. Dude, this bike feels so good. Man, this bike feels so good. I'm really loving it. Okay, so I've been riding this around the neighborhood and up and down the local bike trails this afternoon, and I've got to say that I'm really sold on the 27.5 inch size. I think the longer wheelbase combined with the larger wheels just really make the bike more stable. It's really comfortable. I can see how it's going to be great for those long distance cruises. We're going to ride out this Sunday in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the BMX Hall of Fame event. I'm going to be taking this here, and so I can't wait to get some more miles on it. Honestly, I think this is the kind of bike that you want for your daily adventures. I know that there's a place for the 20 and 24 inches and the other sizes, but I feel like for your just kind of casual rides around the neighborhood with your family or going on long ride outs, this is the perfect bike for that. If you're thinking about grabbing one of these, the pre-orders are open now, and then the bikes will start shipping in March.